This is what I actually believe that we should do. There's a quote that says, heal for you, grow for you, show up for you, get better for you. Make it personal this time. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Robbi and today I'm filming a much procrastinated video. This is basically a part 2 to the video that I put out a year ago. It was called I Was Married and He Cheated, where I basically talked about the red flags that I missed in the relationship that I was in. And this has become my most watched YouTube video, and it's also become the video that I get the most messages about. How do you move on? How do you feel happy again? All of these type of things. And those are great questions because when you're going through a relationship breakdown or a breakup, it can be isolating. It can take a huge effect on your self-worth, the way you see yourself, the way others see you. It can be really lonely and really isolating. So I'm going to share with you guys some of the tips and the tricks that I used to heal after this breakup, to find myself again, to figure out who I was without him, to grow and to become confident and genuinely be peaceful and fulfilled. And by the way, guys, if you told me, when this all happened that I would be saying that and feeling like this and be in love again and be happy, I probably would have laughed in your face. I understand if you're feeling that way, but you got this. Let's get into it. My first tip is understand you may not get closure and you have to be okay with that. And what that means basically is you may not know why something happened. You may not know why someone did something, and you have to accept that and you have to come to peace with it. And that can be really hard because that kind of goes against our nature, right? As humans, we tend to look for patterns and problem solve. And part of that is obviously understanding why something happened, and it goes against our nature, but sometimes you actually have to accept it and be like, I don't know why, I will never know why, and I need to put that behind me. And the second that you accept that you may not know the why, and that's okay, and you can put it behind you, things are going to change, right? Your mindset is going to change because now you've taken your power back, you've taken your authority back. Because think about it, otherwise you're sitting there using your time and your energy thinking about and worrying about and stressing about something that, one, you can't change, but two, it's in the past, and your energy is better used to move forward and to heal and to take care of yourself than worrying about something that you can't change. My next point, and it sounds simple, but it is not, and that is you cannot heal until you admit that you've been hurt. And that can be really hard to do because you're putting yourself in a space of being vulnerable. It can be really hard. It can even be embarrassing and isolating. But the truth is, it can be really hard to admit, right? And I think that's something that I struggled with for a really long time. I was like, no, I'm fine. I'm going to be fine. And so many of us, myself included, are not only overthinkers, but we are also overdoers. So when we're feeling really stressed, when we're feeling sad or hurt, we just keep ourselves busy with busy work so we actually don't have to think. And I think that can be a really dangerous thing because if you're not thinking, then you're not acknowledging what's going on, you're not processing it, you're not healing, right? So for a season, it can be okay to keep busy, and I had to do that for a really long time. The first 3 months, that's all I did. I was just seeing so many different people and doing so many different activities, but then I wasn't actually taking time to process what's happened, right? To grieve it, to admit, okay, this is actually life-changing. In relationships, especially long-term relationships, you tend to have merged finances or families or friend groups. And that can be really hard when you break up because you're not only losing that person and that person that you're always with, you're now potentially losing all of these things as well, right? So things are going to change and you're going to be left with a void, which we can tend to fill with, again, keeping busy, but also other people. So my next point is make sure you're spending time with people that are actually going to fill your cup, that are going to sow into your life and energize you and just support you. Because when we're stressed and anxious and sad and lonely and hurt, that's the time that we tend to make decisions and put ourselves into situations that we maybe wouldn't if we were right-minded. Next up is invest in yourself. Now, I saw a quote like years ago and it said the best revenge is a good body. And I think there's some logic to that, but I also think that's a really kind of toxic way to think about it. But this is what I actually believe that we should do. There's a quote that says, heal for you, grow for you, show up for you, get better for you. Make it personal this time. That is the best revenge. Staying in your own lane, focusing and working on yourself, investing in yourself, investing in your health, investing in your mental health. These are all things that are going to get you to a space where you're happy again, when you're healthy again, and you're doing it for you. You're not doing it for revenge. You're not doing it for anybody else. You're doing it only for you. Next up is stay firm in your decision. If you guys have made a decision to break up, if you know that that's not a healthy situation for you or you deserve better, leave it in the past. That's where it needs to stay. And that means stalking. The internet just makes it so easy to find out what's going on in the world, especially with, you know, exes or other people or friend groups or things that maybe don't promote our healing. When we're spending that time and that energy stalking them, yes, it's instantly gratifying in a way, but you're not going to feel satisfied. It's not going to make you feel better, and it's going to keep your energy in the past. It's going to stop you from moving on. It's going to stop you from healing. It's going to slow all of that down. So just leave it there. As tempting it is to look at it, just leave it exactly where it is, right? There's a quote that I love, and it says, you are only one decision away from a totally different life. And I think that really rings true. But to get to that point where you are living a healthy and totally different life, where you're able to heal and then move on to a healthy, functional relationship, to do that, you have to make the decision to leave all of that behind. Next up is accountability. Now, this can be a really tough one because you're going against your own ego. You're thinking and reflecting on yourself and saying, what could I have done better? What could I have changed? What was my role? All of these things, right? So when you're thinking about that, you're making sure that when you're moving on and moving into something else, you're not going to be carrying that with you, and you're getting better. Because at least if the situation can't make you feel good, it's not, you know, a feel good situation, it can at least make you a better person. I don't know about you guys, but when I went through this breakup and I was at the darkest, lowest point of my life, crying in the shower, drinking champagne, basically I was just praying, God, just make me feel better, make this stop, right? But I feel like sometimes God puts us in situations that aren't to make us feel better, but they're to make us better. We will be better. And the only way to come out of that better is to reflect and to take accountability for your part in that, right? You might not be the guilty party, you didn't cheat, you didn't do anything inappropriate, but there's always something that you could have done better, or something at least that you can learn and take with you into the next relationship. And remember, your value as a human, as a person, as a friend, a sister, a brother, whatever it is, it does not decrease based on somebody's inability to see your worth or to appreciate your worth. So make sure you celebrate that. Celebrate your strength. It's not easy. It's not easy by any means. You've been exhausted. You've been fighting these battles. You've been wiping tears and dealing with all of this. It's okay to grieve, but your value does not decrease. In fact, I would even be so bold to say, and this might be controversial, but I 1000% believe it. Your value, instead of decreasing, it actually increases. And I'll tell you why. Because now you are stronger, you are braver, you are bolder. You know what you want in a partner, and you know what you can give and what your worth is. And there is nothing sexier than having confidence and genuinely feeling good and healthy and happy in your own skin. And that person who maybe took so much from you, they'll take no more, and they will not take your self-worth. So know your value, know what it is that you have to offer, and don't settle for anything less than you deserve. I promise you, it is worth the wait. And lastly, seek professional help. If you're grieving, if you're having a hard time, if you're feeling broken and you're feeling just so low, reach out to somebody, reach out to a friend, a family member, but also reach out to a professional, a counselor who can help you work through everything, a therapist, whatever it is that you need. Additionally, something that I did that really showed me how far that I had come and how much I healed was actually write notes to myself in my phone. So what I do is I will, if I'm ever feeling a certain emotion or, you know, whatever it is, having a hard time, I'll write myself a note, and basically they're dated right there in that. And you can look back, and now it's been years, and years later now I'm looking back at these notes that heartbroken younger Robbi wrote, and I'm like heartbroken for her. And it's like, yes, it was me, but I'm in such a different place now. I'm so different and so happy and so blessed. And I didn't even recognize that girl anymore, that heartbroken, insecure, broken girl, because I'm not her anymore. And it's really confronting when you actually read your own words. And it just showed me visibly how much I have healed and grown as a person. And I think the other powerful thing about writing is sometimes when you write, you actually write things that you didn't even know you were thinking. So it's a really good opportunity to learn and to grow. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it gives you encouragement, and that whatever it is that you're going through, that you know genuinely you're going to get through this, and you're going to come out of this even better and stronger and braver and definitely happier. And I wanted to leave you guys with one of my favorite verses that I go to when I'm feeling discouraged or low or sad. And that is, I can do all things through him who gives me strength. Philippians 4:13. I love that one. It just encourages me. Hope it encourages you. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. And let's chat in the comments. Let me know what tips and tricks you guys have for healing and getting out of a bad place. Sending you all huge love and hugs, and I will see you guys very soon.